Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Arpita and this is Arjuna. At this point, we have about 40 years of yoga, meditation, and Tantra experience between us, which seems a bit outrageous when we think about it, but well, time seems to be running quite fast indeed in the human experience. We've met 2011 and we got married pretty much right away. So since we have been traveling, teaching, living and creating different retreat spaces around the world together. Our relationship was absolutely magical and incredible to start with, which is usually the case, right? So throughout the years, we had our share of different challenges, of different issues coming up, of different questions, of different inquiries, of different compromises, and different refinements. So we can continue to thrive together and we can continue to share the fruits of this incredible togetherness with the world.
Our intention for the course is not so much a fluffy idealization, but we're going to be raw and real about it. We're going to address the very common challenges that relationships go through, that we have found to actually recur in our own relationships of the past, and that we have heard about from many of our students again and again. There are certain things that are relevant for most people that keep coming up, be it in terms of communication, sexuality, attachments. There are so many different topics that are quite important to really address in relationships that we thought we'll cover each and every one of them in its own module. And you can of course pick and choose what of those modules applies to you. But we also really encourage going through the workshop from the beginning to the end so that you see how it all fits together.
So this isn't a yoga or a tantra workshop per se. We do teach those in person, usually over weeks and weeks of time. But this is really our very human sharing of our relationship and our view on relationships, especially heteronormative relationships, as this is our experience, with you, with the hopes that this can be supportive in your own journey of finding a fulfilling, life-affirming relationship that will make your heart blossom continuously, more and more, over the years of togetherness.
So we'll start from the beginning. How do we choose a good partner? Because often really choosing the right partner is a great challenge to start with. And then what's coming up as soon as we put two people together? There are certain archetypes at play. There are patterns at play that we grow up with, that we bring from past relationships, from our family background. We're going to talk about psychology in this way to a large degree and from many different perspectives. We'll bring in the spiritual perspective, of course, as we really see a path walked together as a very important understanding of how relationship unfolds. We'll talk about sexuality, we'll talk about jealousy, we'll talk about so many different things that really need to be in some kind of a tool case that we bring into a relationship so that we are a little bit more equipped. Because who of us has learned how to do relationships when we grew up? Nobody told us this stuff. There isn't really a book that we're given, at least. There's nothing like that. And so if we could share with each other what works, what doesn't, it probably goes a long way to make our relationships smoother, more fulfilling, more fantastic.
So there'll be many things we'll be sharing. Some of them might be triggering, some of them might be things you've heard before. In any case, we will invite you to simply be present for whatever is there. We are always different. We always change. So even if you've heard something before, our invitation will be to be there and witness deeply. How is this alive in you? What does that touch in you right now, in this moment? And take away whatever you can.
Apart from the teachings, the insights that we will share, there'll also be practices in between the main sessions. So you'll have the opportunity to really learn about a new aspect and then putting it into practice right away, both by yourself and with your partner, depending on the subject. So we really try to make this as practical and useful as we possibly can so that you get the most out of it.
So these contemplations after every topic are really these gentle invitations into ourselves, into inquiring deeper and deeper into our own experience and coming to rest, coming to really decipher these different topics and how they manifest in our own personal experience.
So follow us down the rabbit hole of living together, what it means, what it entails, and then you can choose wisely if you'd like to try it.